Siobhan lived in a world of data and observation. As a marine biology student focused on the deep sea, her mind was most comfortable when lost in research. She was a quiet and focused individual, finding little value in social gatherings. While others might look forward to a company party, her attention was already far away, preparing for a week-long expedition aboard a fishing trawler.
You wouldn't fail me for not going.
I would have no choice.
This environment is much more in the form of...
Siobhan, there's some birthday cake over here.
You have any friends in this department?
She stepped onto the weathered deck of the boat, an academic outsider among a close-knit team of 6. The crew was led by the boat's captain, Gerard, and his wife, Freya. A friendly but serious ship engineer named Omid was busy with another crewman, inspecting the groaning heart of the trawler to ensure it was ready for the open sea.
All right, lads. Good to go?
Yeah.
You get your last share on top of this share.
What?
As soon as we get back, you have my word. All right. I'll make it up to you.
The reality of life on board quickly set in. There were only 4 small sleeping bunks for the entire crew. Siobhan learned they would have to sleep in rotating shifts, granting each person a mere 2 hours of rest at a time. Her scientific mind immediately flagged the danger. She worried that such severe sleep deprivation could lead to mistakes and endanger everyone's health. But looking around at the tired, determined faces, she knew there was no other way.
Make your last call. I'll be out of coverage in a few minutes.
They were approaching a restricted exclusion zone, a forbidden patch of the ocean that all ships were legally required to avoid. Driven by their need for a big catch, they chose to keep this dangerous secret from the crew, charting a course into the unknown in hopes of finding untouched fishing grounds. That night, the gentle rocking of the boat did little to soothe Siobhan's restless mind. Unable to sleep, she made her way to the highest point of the deck, where the cold sea air was sharp and clean. She found Freya there, staring out at the dark water. In a rare moment of connection, Freya shared a haunting local story. She spoke of a young girl who had lost her dearest friend to the waves. Consumed by her sadness, the girl eventually walked into the ocean herself, choosing to join her friend in the deep. Freya pointed to the shimmering surface, where faint light seemed to dance. She explained that some people believe the glimmering water is the girl's golden hair, flowing forever as a part of the sea. The next morning began with an unsettling sight.
Wow. Out here? There's 2 of them. You see it?
Yeah.
It's just a whale sounds usually around fishing lanes. They don't like the noise. Something's wrong. They won't start that. Whales are a good omen.
Whales are a very good one.
The moment is cut short as a violent jolt shook the entire trawler, bringing it to a dead stop. It was caught on something massive and unseen. Omid rushed to the engine room and found the hull was tangled in slimy, ethereal filaments of a glowing blue-green substance. Siobhan carefully collected a sample for analysis, her scientific curiosity warring with a growing sense of dread. At the same time, Freya confirmed their location on the map, her face pale. They had officially crossed into the exclusion zone.
They took us into the exclusion zone.
What is that? Chemical spill, maybe?
What's happened? I don't know. Why are we sinking? I don't know. Christ knows what we're tangled up in. Could be anything.
Seeing no other option, Gerard asked Siobhan to use her diving suit to inspect whatever was holding them captive. Sinking beneath the waves into the crushing dark, she was suddenly confronted by a vision of both beauty and terror. Shimmering bioluminescent tentacles, as thick as tree trunks, were wrapped around the ship's hull.
I'm never going back down there again.
What?
But if it's a squid, it's bigger. It's bigger than anything on record. It's huge.
Instead of fear, Gerard's eyes lit up with greed. He saw the creature as a potential fortune and became obsessed with capturing it. He grabbed a large net and dove into the water, but the animal's strength was overwhelming. As the crew struggled to help him, a young crewman named Johnny cried out in pain. His hand had been caught and mangled in a rope lever. As others rushed to help him, Siobhan saw with dawning horror that the same glowing, slimy material from the creature was seeping directly into his open wound. Their situation grew more desperate. The ship's radio sputtered and died, cutting them off from the outside world completely. Isolated and terrified, their hope was renewed when they spotted another ship in the distance.
I'd have to split the profits.
It's a bad idea. Let's just wait for the Coast Guard.
Come on.
I'll go.
I'll go as well.
No.
They called out if anybody was on board, but their calls were answered. The ship was silent and empty. Down in the lower deck, they found the horrifying reason why. The bodies of the entire crew were scattered about, their faces disfigured and their eyes missing. Gerard, trying to control the rising panic, declared it must be sea fever, a contagious marine illness. He sternly forbade Chauvin from suggesting otherwise. When they returned to their own vessel, the giant creature was gone. Thinking the danger had passed, Gerard ordered them to continue fishing deeper in the forbidden zone. Freya begged him to turn back, warning that the creature could return, but Gerard was resolute.
We can steam home right now, but if we do that, we'll lose the boat.
Shoot the net.
Siobhan found herself in a quiet conversation with Johnny, the young crewman whose hand had been injured. Their moment was brief. Omid soon arrived to call them for dinner. Later, while dining, Siobhan noticed a disturbing change in her friend Johnny.
I mean, you might have a fever.
Just let a shower.
Johnny, would you like me to look at your eye?
What?
Siobhan saw something flicker unnaturally within them, but when the captain looked, he saw nothing out of the ordinary. They tried to dismiss it as a stress-induced hallucination. A short time later, while another engineer named Sudi headed off for a shower, Johnny grew more distressed. Still tormented by the burning in his eyes, he went to a sink to splash water on his face. The pain only intensified into an unbearable agony. Suddenly, with a sickening sound, his eyes ruptured in a gruesome explosion. The realization hit them all at once. Sudi was still in the shower. They sprinted to warn him, but he laughed off their frantic banging on the door, assuming it was a joke. As he stepped out from the water stream, the parasite emerged and attacked him, leaving him critically wounded. Shortly, Omid and Chauvin went to check the ship's water filter, as ordered. However, their inspection delivered grim news. The parasites had already spread throughout the entire system. As dawn broke, the remaining crew held a somber, wind-swept funeral for Johnny. While trying to process the loss, Chauvin spotted another one of the parasitic organisms on the deck. She carefully collected it and rushed to her microscope.
It was a slime. It produced a regenerative substance. And Johnny had an open wound. Sudi's got open wounds, we've all got cuts.
Siobhan and Omid tried using a powerful UV light to kill the sample, but it was completely ineffective. Desperate, Siobhan proposed a high-risk plan. If they could send a powerful electric current through the hull, it might be enough to kill the organisms in their water system. Freya immediately refused, terrified of destroying the engine and her ship.
You can't risk my boat! It's a risk either way. You risk the boat or you risk our bodies. Okay. Do it.
A short time later, Sudi succumbed to his wounds. After another bleak burial at sea, Siobhan made her case to the remaining crew. They had to isolate themselves for at least 36 hours to see if anyone else was infected. No one agreed. Pushed to her limit, she took a drastic step and sabotaged the ship's propeller with a rope, forcing them to a stop.
No. Come here.
Eventually, Siobhan's persuasion of the others to cooperate with the screening worked. They checked each other's eyes for the telltale signs of infection. One by one, they were cleared. Everyone appeared healthy, but they had yet to check the captain. Freya approached her husband, and despite his attempts to wave her off, she looked closely into his eyes. Her face fell. The infection was there. Broken, Jared finally confessed the whole truth. He had knowingly taken them into the exclusion zone, all to catch enough fish to pay his debts. He had risked all their lives for money.
You changed course.
I changed course.
So do the Coast Guards know where we are?
You know about this?
You bastard! And Johnny's dead! We're family! Oh,
As emotions boiled over, Ciara, unhinged by fear, confronted Siobhan on a narrow stairwell and tried to kill her.
wait!
Gerard passed away soon after, leaving Freya utterly broken and alone. Omid pleaded with her to stay, warning her that she could not survive the 36-hour isolation period by herself. but she refused to listen. Overcome with grief and seeing no hope left on the cursed vessel, she lowered a small boat into the water and departed into the vast, unforgiving sea, choosing to face her fate on her own terms. With only Shoban and Omid left, they formed a grim alliance to end the threat once and for all. They decided to head to the ship's main water tank, planning to use intense heat to sterilize it and kill the remaining parasites. In that terrifying moment, they both understood the horrifying truth. The parasites hadn't just contaminated their water, they had been eating their way through the wooden floor of the ship itself, allowing the sea and the creatures to pour in from below. The entire boat was compromised and was now sinking fast. As a last desperate act, they lit a large fire on the deck, hoping the smoke and flames would serve as a signal for help.
Omid, hurry!
I can't swim!
Safety was snatched away in an instant. While she was down there to save Omid, one of the small, glowing creatures had bitten her. She knew exactly what that meant. With a look of profound sadness, she made a heartbreaking choice. She could not risk bringing the infection to safety. To protect Omid and the rest of the world, she had to sacrifice herself. She let go of the boat and dove back into the deep, dark water. Left utterly alone, Omid drifted silently on the small boat, a solitary survivor holding on to the faint hope that the signal fire or the approaching ship would be seen. The camera pulls back, leaving him adrift in the immense ocean, the weight of the crew's sacrifice settling over the quiet, haunting close of the film.